batch of the Indian Police Service, Maharashtra cadre, and she was Director General, Bureau of Police Research and Development, Director General, National Crime Records Bureau, Chief of Maharashtra Prison Department, Commissioner of Police, Pune, Chief of Crime Branch, Mumbai, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mumbai, and she also worked in the Economic Offences and Anti-Corruption wings of the Central Bureau of Investigation. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up with a loud round of applause for Dr. Meera Chadha Borvankar, Director General of Police, as our first guest this afternoon. And now let me take the opportunity to invite on the dais our next guest, who's a native of Allahabad. He is a highly decorated officer who has been a part of 70 police encounters and was among the founding members of the elite UP Special Task Force, set up to deal with organized crime in 1998, and the Anti-Terrorism Squad in 2009 for anti-terror operations. Ladies and gentlemen, I also need to tell you that he headed the electronic surveillance during Shri Prakash operation and is credited with putting together the first surveillance unit for police. And he's investigated major terrorist attacks in the state of Uttar Pradesh, including the Ayodhya attack of 2005, and the Varanasi temple terrorist incident in 2006, and a blast in the district courts of Faizabad and Lucknow. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for our next guest, Mr. Rajesh Pandey. I guess we're all waiting for lunch, that's why the applause is so low, am I right? Well, if that's not the case, you need to applaud louder, please. And next up, we have a former print and electronic journalist who's a professor at the Indian Institute of Mass Communication, New Delhi, a regular contributor to The Pioneer, The Times of India, and the Hindustan Times in Lucknow during his college days. He studied on government scholarship at Yadavendra Public School, Patiala, and then went on to pursue Bachelor's in Science, Statistics and Computer from Lucknow University. He began his career from Hindustan Times, Lucknow, and after being in the print media for 7 years, he shifted to broadcast journalism and joined Channel 7, Network 18 India, as the Rajasthan Bureau Chief in Jaipur. Ladies and gentlemen, please now give it up for our next guest, Rakesh Goswami. And tying it all together is our moderator, who's the resident editor of the Indian Express at Chandigarh, covering the states of Punjab, Haryana, and Himachal Pradesh. She is the author of a book on Punjab militancy, Dreams After Darkness, consulting editor with Asia Pacific Adaptation Network, publishing consultant with the Asian Development Bank, Manila, and managing editor of Gender, Technology and Development, an international peer-reviewed journal. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Manraj Grewal.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So here we have a very distinguished panel, and the title, sorry, Guns, Grit and Glory. It kind of ties it all together. I didn't know about so many encounters. And in fact, both of them, tomorrow happens to be the anniversary of the 26th 11th Mumbai attack. And my author here, Madam Commissioner, has a very close association with two of the perpetrators. And what she's written about them goes far beyond that. So I would invite her to talk about Yaqub Memon and his family, because I found it very touching. Two sides of a cop.
So Yaqub Memon was involved in 1993 bomb blast. He wasn't in 26/11. As many of you would know, police officers also go on deputation to various departments. And I was in the prison department in Maharashtra when we realized that after the hanging of Kasab, we have to hang Yaqub Memon also. And for the interest of the audience here, he was a chartered accountant. And while being in the prison, he had done post-graduation from Indira Gandhi Open University. And in fact, I used to feel now after Kasab, we may get the black warrant for him also. But he used to tell me, नहीं madam, मला काहे छोड़ना नहीं, मेरे को कुछ नहीं होगा. Because he was confident that there was a curative petition pending in Supreme Court and that he will get some relief. So the two sides of Yaqub Memon was a very erudite person, having done CA post-graduation during his imprisonment. And he told me, this is another side, he used to feel, मैंने कभी अपनी बेटी को खिलाया नहीं. I never had her in my lap because she was born and within a few months he was arrested by Indian police. So you may be a very dreaded criminal, but at the same time you are a doting father. You miss your child, you miss your family, you miss your wife, and you are very learned. So even for me, you know, to understand that a human being can have so many sides was fascinating, interesting. So this is what I think audience would appreciate.
And I remember you've written about your how you helped the daughter and the wife.
Yeah. So what happened was, this seems to be interesting many readers. See, after his hanging, which in any case is a process, something you don't desire to ever watch, but because of the call of duty, I had to. His wife approached an officer in Delhi saying that my daughter, who was born in Middle East, Dubai, doesn't have a passport. And can that officer help her? So he's a Delhi-based officer. He rang me up, can you help her? You know, it was very, very strange for me that I'm here going to help a person, his family, whom I have supervised his hanging from this close a quarter. But I thought, see, in our academy, they teach us a lot, that it's the crime and it's the criminal and not the family which is involved. So I visited Delhi, Mumbai passport office. They told me, oh, this lady has come to us many a times, but her child not being born in India is not eligible for Indian passport. Then I went to Home Department, Foreigners Division in New Delhi, the same reply. And I realized on one reason or the other, the child was being denied passport because the father is a terrorist. And I pursued and I told them that tomorrow if she goes to the court, you will have to give. She is not a criminal, she is not a terrorist. And I think once in a while, if you pull your rank, and if there is truth in legally it is correct. And ultimately the child did get the passport. So I'm also happy, and I think...
Yeah, that was a very touching story, really. And you've written how moved you were.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so the encounter specialist. So how did that begin? I mean, if you could tell us a bit about the encounters, and who were these people?
थैंक यू. एक तो मैं मैम को सैल्यूट करना चाहता हूँ. बहुत दिन से मिलने की इच्छा थी और आज ये मंच लिटराटी ने दिया कि मैं मैम के साथ हूँ, मिल सका हूँ. मैं आते ही मिला भी था. और मैम के ऊपर जैसा बताया गया कि पहली लेडी आईपीएस ऑफिसर थी जिन्हें महाराष्ट्र में जिले का चार्ज दिया गया था. मैम के लिए नॉर्मल बात होगी, लेकिन हम लोग जानते हैं इस बात को, किसी लेडी के लिए किसी जिले का चार्ज वो बड़ी बात मानी जाती है उस वक्त जब ये बहुत चलन में नहीं था. एम आई राइट मैम?
हमारे चीफ मिनिस्टर ने कहा था कि अगर मुंबई में डीसीपी अच्छा काम कर रही है, कोई प्रॉब्लम आया, इशू आया, तो हम हैं ना इसकी मदद के लिए, पर अगर इसको जिल्हा दे दिया तो अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम आ गया, इशू आ गया, तो इसकी मदद कौन करेगा? तो मैंने कहा था मुझे आपकी मदद की ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी, और
बहुत
पड़ी
मुश्किल
भी
काम उस ज़माने में होता था। ये जो बुक है ऑपरेशन बजूका, मैम जिसके बारे में बता रही हैं, ये उस पीरियड के है, 90s का जो डिकेड था, वो क्रिमिनल्स के लिए, पॉलिटिशियन के लिए और जनरल क्राइम की सिचुएशन के लिए बहुत ख़राब था, पुलिस के लिए भी बहुत ख़राब था। उसके दो रीज़न थे। एक तो उस समय इलेक्शंस बैलेट से हुआ करते, बैलेट पेपर से होते थे, ईवीएम नहीं आया था। और नॉर्थ इंडिया में और भी बहुत सी जगह पे जो खबरें आती थी कि वहाँ ठेके होते थे कि आप 5 बूथ आप ले आइए, 10 बूथ, बूथ लूटने का एक कंसेप्ट नॉर्थ इंडिया में चला हुआ था। और 90s की ही उपज हैं उस समय के जो क्रिमिनल्स पॉलिटिक्स में आ गए, पार्लियामेंट में आ गए, असेंबलीज में आ गए। आप उनकी क्रिमिनल हिस्ट्री देखें तो वो सब 90s की उपज हैं। क्योंकि जब उन्होंने किसी के लिए बूथ लूटा या बूथ कब्जा किया या बैलेट पेपर पे मुहर लगाई, तो उन्हें ये एहसास हुआ कि ये उनके लिए क्यों करूं, मैं खुद ही ये कर सकता हूं। और राइट फ्रॉम शहाबुद्दीन, मुख्तार अंसारी, हरिशंकर तिवारी, वीरेंद्र प्रताप शाही, ये सब 90s की उपज हैं। दूसरा, 90s में पुलिस के पास ऑलमोस्ट कुछ नहीं था। आज आपके पास सीसीटीवी है, मोबाइल फ़ोन है, सीडीआरस हैं, जीपीएस की लोकेशन है, फॉरेंसिक इक्विपमेंट्स हैं, फॉरेंसिक डीएनए टेस्टिंग। उस ज़माने में मैम एग्री करेंगी कि डीएनए टेस्टिंग जब लैब में भेजी जाती थी, एक तो रेयरेस्ट ऑफ रेयर होती थी, भेजी जाती थी तो उसकी रिपोर्ट आने में सालों लग जाते थे क्योंकि किट्स उपलब्ध नहीं थे। लेकिन अब डिसेंट्रलाइज हो गया और जगह जगह जैसे हमारे यहाँ हर रेंज में, यूपी में हर रेंज में एक फॉरेंसिक साइंस लेबोरेटरी है और मैक्सिमम महीने भर के भीतर ही डीएनए मैचिंग हम लोग करा लेते हैं। इन दो वजहों से उस समय में जो क्राइम हुआ वो अनपैरेलल था। पुलिस के लिए बहुत बुरा वक्त था या ख़राब वक्त था 90s का। उसके बाद तो वी हैव एन एज ओवर द क्राइम एंड क्रिमिनल, लेकिन उस समय ये बहुत बुरा वक्त था। और इसी वक्त में एक क्रिमिनल वहाँ यूपी में आया, श्री प्रकाश शुक्ला उसका नाम था। आप लोगों ने भी सुना होगा कि ही डेयर टू टेक सुपारी ऑफ द देन चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ उत्तर प्रदेश कल्याण सिंह। कौन सोच सकता है कि एक चीफ मिनिस्टर को मारने की सुपारी एक क्रिमिनल ले ले?
And he was very young, right?
He was very young. His whole career in crime was 5 years only. अजय राज शर्मा साहब जो कमिश्नर पुलिस दिल्ली भी रहे, हमारे यहाँ एडीजी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर रहे, फाउंडर रहे यूपी एसटीएफ के, उनकी एक किताब है बाइटिंग द बुलेट। उन्होंने उस पूरे इंसिडेंट का जिक्र किया कि जब चीफ मिनिस्टर ने उनको बुलाया और कहा कि ऐसा ऐसा हुआ है। और वो अकेला, वीरप्पन के पहले वो अकेला ऐसा क्रिमिनल था जिसके लिए एक यूनिट बनाई गई। यूपी गवर्नमेंट ने, कल्याण सिंह साहब ने एक यूनिट बनाई यूपी एसटीएफ, और उसको 6 महीने की टास्किंग की गई कि इस आदमी, क्योंकि उसने जो उस वक्त में 1.5 साल में किया था ऐसा कभी इसके पहले नहीं हुआ और उसके बाद तो खैर कभी हुआ ही नहीं। जैसे वीरेंद्र शाही को मारा, उसे करीब 100 गोलियां मारी दिन में 11 बजे। एक स्कूल का उस दिन 31 मार्च था 98, और उस दिन स्कूल का रिजल्ट डे था छोटे बच्चों का। स्प्रिंगडेल स्कूल था लखनऊ का, वहाँ छोटे बच्चे थे, उनके पेरेंट्स थे, और करीब
talk about, ma'am, can I talk about the picture that sir was talking about? This is the only picture of Sri Prakash Shukla available so far.
And he
The
was
only picture.
26 when he died, right? When he was
Yes,
killed.
when he arrived on the crime scene, he was 21, and he was, his career, like sir said, was only 5 years. Only 1.5 years in Lucknow. So 1.5 years, in 1.5 years, he became such a huge menace to society that the state government of that day thought that one special unit needs to be formed to, kind of neutralize him. And this book begins by that incident that sir was talking about. How can you have a criminal pump 112 bullets into one body? One magazine of a a pistol emptied into one eye, the other emptied into the other eye. One magazine of an AK emptied into the mouth. I mean, he was such a menace. That was his first crime in Lucknow. And so I probably, apart from Virappan, there's no parallel so far as a criminal for whom a special force had to be set up to neutralize him. So this is that book, Operation Bazooka. It was the operation to nab him was called Operation Bazooka because it was a very top secret operation. And Ajay Raj Sharma, who was the chief of STF, as well as all the officers, including Mr. Pandey, here they thought that nobody, even if somebody eavesdrop on the conversation, on the planning, should come to know about whom this operation is against. So that is why it was named Operation of Bazooka. Bazooka was a very unique and unheard of term in UP police that time. So they thought that even if somebody overhears, they will not know what operation this is about.
Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry we are running short of time. And this is such a fascinating panel. But I hope you guys will pick up the books. They are very, very gripping, I can assure you. So over to the audience now. I'm sure you have questions.
Without mic, I can speak.
Okay.
Yes, okay, loud and clear.
Actually, I know Meena from the college days 50 years back in Jalandhar.
Yeah, I wanted to ask her about the Punjab connection. I'm very keen to
Arey,
do
I
that.
studied in Fazilka, Firozpur, Faridkot, Jalandhar.
Wow.
And I
Malwa.
appeared for my civil services from Chandigarh. So
That's
Chandigarh is
amazing.
lucky for those who want to appear for civil services.
Actually, he was a DCP in Mumbai, so I'd gone on a tour to Mumbai. And then I came to know that in Baikula police station at the back, the police residential quarters are there. So when I reached the police station, I was accosted by a police lady officer. And she said, "Kahan jaana hai?" I said, "I want to meet Mrs. Meera Chatta Balwan. She's the DCP. आपको अलाउड नहीं है." And it was evening hours, about 6:30 in the evening, and she said, "आपको अलाउड नहीं है." मैंने कहा, "मैं बहुत दूर से आया हूँ. I want to meet her. I'm known to her." So she said, "Meera doesn't know because I went to the police station." So then I said कि आप ले जाइए, अगर मुझे वो कहेंगे तो गिरफ्तार कर लीजिए. तो उस वक्त पुलिस लेडी officials went with me and went up to the residential because it was evening hours. Mr. Chatta, father, came down. Uncle came down and met me. So that was the first instance that the public, the police was very afraid of a state police officer.
लोग तो बोलेंगे they are still scared of police, isn't it?
No.
People are still, citizens are still, that's the tragedy, you know. We have not been able to convince citizens that it's Indian police service. So the youngsters are sitting here, I don't know.
I'll continue. No,
And
no, can we please have some questions, please?
Yeah, questions.
Because anecdotes about her, I know there are a lot of people who want to share.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My question here is, I am from the US. We sit with the cops quarterly, and the discussion over all the matters related to the community. So these things are very good ideas, and the people are so confident and very friendly with the cops. They give the information about the drugs, everything wrong going on in the community. So do you have such things here in media about those things you are sharing with the community and which can help in the future?
So, sir will reply about UP. In Maharashtra, Mohalla committees are very popular. So, we have regular meeting of citizens and police. But let me tell you, I worked for 1 year with Minneapolis Police and St. Paul Police. I had gone on a Fulbright fellowship. 1 साल उनके साथ काम किया मैंने. 40 घंटे से ज़्यादा काम नहीं करते वो एक हफ्ते में. 8 घंटे हुए नहीं that they will say goodbye. And the same constable will go and work in a restaurant or some other place as a security person. In India, the tragedy is that every constable from Punjab to Kerala works 14 hours a day. So that's why, despite our best efforts, we are not able to elicit the cooperation of citizens, though formal avenues for citizen police relations like Mohalla committees, peace committees, they do exist and in Maharashtra also, but in other states also, though sir will talk about UP. हैं ऐसी
बिल्कुल हैं. यूपी में भी पीस कमेटी, शांति समितियां कहते हैं. सारे त्योहारों पे तो हर हाल में इनकी थाना कैंपस के भीतर मीटिंग होती है.
That's good.
उसके बाद हमेशा किसी भी, आप नेचुरली हरियाणा में भी होगा ऐसा ही. और उसके अलावा एक सेंट्रल पीस कमेटी होती है जिसमें महीने में, 2 महीने में, और ख़ासकर ऐसे त्योहारों में जहाँ कम्युनल टेंशन की आशंका होती है, उसमें एक ह्यूज मीटिंग होती है विद डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट एंड डिस्ट्रिक्ट एसपी. सब जगह होती है. लेकिन एक दिक्कत है हम लोगों के साथ पुलिस में. देखिए, हमारा बैड वर्क या हमारा फेल्योर ये तो फ्रंट पेज पे छपता है.
Because you get that information from the news media, not from your sources of.
नहीं, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि हमारा फेल्योर या हमारा गुड वर्क, वो बैड वर्क, कि साहब वो पुलिस देखती रह गई, थाने से 100 मीटर की दूरी पे ये हुआ, और दूसरे लैंडमार्क भी हैं वहाँ पर. लेकिन जो हमारा फेल्योर जो होगा वो फ्रंट पेज पे आएगा. हमारा जो गुड वर्क है वो लास्ट के पेजेस में, बीच के पेजेस में आते हैं. क्योंकि पब्लिक का इंटरेस्ट शायद अब थोड़ा बहुत चेंज हो रहा है. ये है कि साहब पुलिस ने कहाँ गलती की. पुलिस को क्रिटिसाइज करना, मैडम भी इस बात से सहमत होंगी कि पता नहीं एक अजीब सी, या तो ये है कि हम कॉलोनियल सिस्टम के पार्ट रहे हैं. उस समय जब बरतानिया हुकूमत थी तो उन्होंने पुलिस को दंड के लिए बनाया था, पनिशमेंट के लिए बनाया था, जस्टिस के लिए नहीं बनाया था. और अब पीपल या पुलिस वो जस्टिस के लिए पुलिस को अप्रोच करती है कि साहब मेरे साथ न्याय करिए, मेरे साथ ही अन्याय हो गया है. लेकिन वो उस माइंडसेट से न तो हो सकता है पुलिस भी ना निकल पा रही हो, और पब्लिक तो बिल्कुल नहीं निकल पा रही है कि साहब ये वही हैं, ये एफआईआर नहीं लिखते हैं, गलत आदमी को या जिसका इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं उसको जेल भेज देते हैं. तो इस तरह की बातें ये अटेंशन सीख करती हैं पब्लिक का, इसीलिए वो फ्रंट पेज पे छपती हैं. ये दुर्भाग्य है हमारा. समय चेंज हो रहा है, चीज़ें चेंज हो रही हैं, बहुत ढेर सारी और जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइसेस हैं वो उनकी वजह से हमको बहुत आसानी हो गई है. पहले एफआईआर हैंड रिटन हुआ करती थी, मैनुअल हुआ करती. सीसीटीएनएस के बाद पूरे देश में कंप्यूटराइज्ड है, एक ही फॉर्मेट में है. चीज़ें सुधर रही हैं, लेकिन ये दिक्कत है. मैम ने जैसे कहा कि मैंने तो 18 घंटे की बात कही है. यूपी में तो कंटिन्यूअस 24-24, 25-25 घंटे के जुलूस हैं, और वही कांस्टेबल बिना चेंज किए हुए इतना काम करता है. तो वो थोड़ी सी दिक्कत अभी है, और पॉपुलेशन की वजह से भी हो सकती है. डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड स्टेट्स में ये दिक्कत है, और जो स्पेशली पॉपुलेटेड स्टेट्स हैं उसमें थोड़ी कम दिक्कत है, लेकिन है.
So मैम को मैं कांग्रेचुलेशन करता हूँ. मेरी एक बुक में लिख रहा हूँ, नारी नहीं बेचारी, वुमेन नॉट हेल्पलेस. आई विल मेंशन योर थिंग्स यू मेंशन.
मुझे कभी बेचारपन फील नहीं हुआ.
And
And I'm sure all the women here, they don't feel bechari at all.
You got kudos from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
One last question, ma'am, because tomorrow is 26/11. So Kasab was there in the Arthur jail in Mumbai, and I think the execution was done in Pune. So we want to relive how he was, hanged in that Pune jail.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll tell in 1 minute. See, कसाब की हैंगिंग जो थी वो भारतीय सरकार ने, our government decided it will be kept secret because they felt that some hostile nations may kill him before he's hanged, just to show that India is a banana republic, that we could not lawfully bring justice to a guy who had created such a massive loss of lives. तो वो एक सीक्रेट ऑपरेशन था. एक छोटा सा इंसिडेंट बताती हूँ. वी वर ट्राइंग टू नेम द ऑपरेशन एंड समबडी सजेस्ट, क्योंकि जैसे आपने कहा बजूका कोड वर्ड रख देते हैं, तो किसी ने सजेस्ट किया कि सनसेट. हमारे मिनिस्टर इतना चिढ़ गए, कहते उसको सन, सूर्य कैसे बोल रहे हो, ये तो एक कालिमा है. सो दैट होल ऑपरेशन वॉज kept totally secret. It leaked to one media person who came to know, that he was shifted from Arthur Road jail in Mumbai to Yeroda, Pune. But the fact that he was hanged was not known, and next day when the minister R.R. Patil declared that Kasab has been hanged in the Yeroda prison, generally people did not believe. So they would tell me, वो तो पहले ही मर गया था, वो तो बीमार था इसलिए मर गया है. But the fact, this point that we don't have confidence in our own governance, that we can carry out a very top secret, internationally acclaimed operation and yet not go to public till the time we decide. I think when I have talked of the corruption in governance, I must flag that we have very competent teams and excellent team work, and hanging of Kasab I thought was a best example of excellence in governance. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू सो मच एवरीबडी. यू नो, वो कहते हैं ना कि दरिया हो या पहाड़ हो, टकराना चाहिए, जब तक ना सांस टूटे जिए जाना चाहिए. आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाट वी लर्न मोस्ट फ्रॉम दिस सेशन. एंड इफ देयर इज नो पेन, देयर इज नो स्टोरी. विद गट्स एंड ग्रिट वी मस्ट कीप फाइटिंग फॉर ग्लोरी. मैनी थैंक्स फॉर दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन. एंड नाउ लेट मी टेक यू ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन. अब वक्त है इस मंच पे पंजाबी साहित्य की बात करने का. पंजाबी साहित्य की कुछ जानी मानी